All right, ladies and gentlemen. It is a big matchup here, specifically for the Ravens to see where they end up currently slated to face the Browns in the playoffs and finish second in the division. They're going to be taking on the New Orleans Saints here. Big game still for both teams with playoff aspirations. So, Kit's going to do the broadcast for this one. Thanks for doing that, Kit. Enjoy the sim, everybody. Go Browns. Take it away, Kit.
Hey, thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying your vacation. I found out you're out here on the West Coast with me, more up in the San Francisco and wine country area, Napa Valley. But hope you're enjoying that, and we're going to get this one going. Obviously, big implications here. Welcome in, Nick. Ravens. Hold on a second. I know they're just behind the Browns, and they're likely in the I think they're already clinched into the playoffs with the Browns, but I'll have to look it up to see what they are. Just a second. Let me take a look at that for you. As Winston's going to take the snap, Kamara on the handoff, and Kamara is going to fight for a few yards there. Call it a pickup of 2. And keep in mind, I'm probably missing a game here. So they're either 9-6 or they're 8-7, but I think they're 9-6. All right, so under center now for Winston, who throws it out to Troutman out on the outside, who is going to pick up a few. And excuse me, Nick Vanette on the reception. My bad, I had the wrong number there. Nick Vanette, number 81, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Browns actually started 0-4, got to 2-5, and then after losing their 5th game on the season at 2-5 mark, they went on a 9-game winning streak. So they're 11-5 now, with 1 game to play in the season. All right, Nick. See you later. Glad you could join us for a little bit there at the beginning. There was a little look at Jarvis Landry on the reception, the new Orleans Saints. Now empty backfield here for Jameis. He's going to take the snap. A little blitz action from the Ravens, but he gets it out to his tight end. There's Troutman, number 82. His first reception for a first down and 14 yards on that one. Patrick Queen on the tackle, and so Kamara's got a nice little hole out on the outside, little stretch play for Kamara, and he finds some room to work with. He's going to pick up 6 there. Hey, welcome in 504. Big game here. Both teams kind of in the playoff picture and fighting for jockeying for position, if you will. As Jameis Winston now 4 for 4 for 23 yards as he connects with Thomas for Michael Thomas's first pick up there. 3rd and 3, a little handoff to Kamara on the stretch. On the outside, got the first down. He's going to get out to the 35-yard line, call it the 34-yard line for Alvin Kamara, as the Saints are well into Ravens territory now and kind of just efficiently driving downfield here. So 1st and 10 now for Jameis Winston. Alvin Kamara on his left hip out of the gun. Back to pass, 4-man rush. And quickly tackled, jarring the ball loose. That was Michael Thomas on the attempted reception, but it got knocked loose by the defender. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. I didn't catch the number. It might have been Patrick Queen, but I'm not sure of that. 2nd and 10, over the middle, he's got Troutman, breaks a second tackle, and kind of runs over the safety there. That's Williams attempting to make the tackle on the big tight end. The new free agent safety brought in from these Saints. He used to play here, so a little revenge game here as he's going against his former team for Marcus Williams. And I actually personally know the father-in-law of Marcus Williams. He is a co-worker with me. He was pretty excited about that big contract for the Ravens. 1st and 10 now from under center. A little handoff. That's the backup. Blanking on the name. Abram Smith the second running back in there. Probably a little stamina sub for Kamara. 2nd and 8. Back to pass. Throw to the end zone, but over the head of everybody. Intended for Jarvis Landry. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun. Empty backfield. On 3rd and 8. Back to pass. 4-man rush. He's just going to scramble in the pocket and get to the outside. He's going to try to get it with his feet. And he's going to slide short. So it's going to bring up 4th down. As he was 3 yards short of the line to gain, did not elect to try to get to the 1st down. Instead, gives up on the slide. So they're going to take the 3 points here on the little chip up. And the chip shot is good. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns. So, the Saints will have first blood here, scoring 3 points on their opening drive. Looked really good until the last few attempts there, kind of in the red zone. A little bit of red zone offense woes on their first drive, but otherwise a very effective drive getting downfield. And so now Lamar Jackson's going to have his first opportunity to respond. Of course, Lamar, as you get a look at his numbers on the season there, is in a kind of an interesting spot where he's, obviously wanting the big contract, and it almost feels like the Ravens don't really want to sign him to that much. So it's this really bizarre, especially with how their entire team is kind of centered around his play. They've, constructed around him, that they're not, seeming like they want to invest that much in him. But a very interesting situation. I'm sure eventually he'll probably get signed, but it's just very odd at this point. 2nd and 5 now for Lamar. A little bunch tight to the right. Back to pass. Now pressure coming. He's going to get sacked. And that pressure got in there very quickly as Jordan just collapsed the pocket from the outside and was able to beat the tackle and get to Lamar before Lamar could do much with it. As he was looking to try to scramble, you see him trying to get away, but then Cameron Jordan was right there in his face. First sack of the day for these Saints. So now out of the gun, 3rd and 13. Lamar with the snap. 5-man rush. He's going to get the throw away, but batted down at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 13. And so the Ravens are going to have to punt here after their first drive gets stalled really early. That would be a fun Super Bowl, 504. I would really enjoy that Super Bowl, a Browns-Saints Super Bowl. I think it would be a lot of fun. So 1st and 10 now for Jameis Winston. The Kamara at left hip and trips formation to the right. Little handoff to Kamara. He's got the hole. He gets past the first line. Looked like there was a tackler right there, but unable to come away with the tackle. So Kamara gets through and picks up 8. 2nd and 2. Little heavy formation fake play action, to Michael Thomas over the middle. And Michael Thomas able to pick up some good chunk yardage right there after getting connected with, or after Jameis Winston finds him over the middle. And Peters in on the tackle, in kind of in a trailing position. You're going to see it right here. Peters was behind him and then caught up to him for the tackle. But Michael Thomas, just such an athlete, so much ability to create in space and build that separation. Now trips to the left. Empty backfield for Jameis. Quick throw to the inside and almost picked off, as that one was a little bit scary there. He thought he was going to get away with a quick slant, but the defender was right on it. Now 2nd and 10, and a little tight end screen to the left side. He's got Troutman on that, and that one's only going to pick up a couple of yards there, and will bring up a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Kamara left hip, back to pass, 4-man rush. And over the middle, he's got his man. That's Kamara on the little angle route. And nicely connected there as he found Kamara quickly out of the backfield and put it right in stride for him to pick up that first down on an 18-yard reception over the middle. And that one nicely getting them out of that 3rd down, a little conversion there. As you can see him kind of in space, 3 defenders in the area, but nobody really in a position to contest the throw. So 1st and 10 for the Saints now. Under center. Back to pass. 4-man rush. He's got a man over the middle and he connects. And that's Jarvis Landry working underneath again. So Jarvis Landry is going to pick up 6. And the rookie Hamilton in on the tackle out of Notre Dame. Second and 4 now for Jameis out of the gun. Trips to the left. Back to pass. He's got pressure coming, but he's going to unload it to the end zone and picked. That is Marcus Peters in the end zone, and he's just going to tackle there. Marcus Peters with the interception, and really not a good throw there from Jameis as he just kind of left it up there hanging and gave Peters all the time to make an adjustment to the ball. And to be fair, Jarvis didn't really do him any favors. He needed to come back to the ball a bit, but Peters beat him to the punch and got to the ball where Jameis had just kind of left it hanging there for him to take it away. And that's exactly what it is. There's a look at the playoff pictures there. Browns 11-5, and 8-7 are these Ravens in the wild card hunt. So this game has definite playoff implications, as you can see from that image there. 1st and 10 now for Lamar. A little handoff in the middle. He's got some room to work with, does J.K. Dobbins. His second rush of the day, that one for 7. And Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, in on the tackle. 2nd and 3 now. Little pistol formation. Reichert on the left hip with J.K. Dobbins taking the fake. A little triple option here as we're going to see Lamar getting tackled out on the outside of the perimeter pretty quickly. I thought Lamar was going to break contain, but the Honey Badger does keep him inside, and will bring up a 3rd and inches. Not enough doing there for Lamar. 3rd and inches. Out of the gun. Back to pass. Lamar to throw. He's got a man. That's his tight end, and that's going to be enough to get the first down as he connects with his safety blanket, Mark Andrews, who has been so good for him as a target. Just that big-bodied, short-handed, pretty much catch anything you put in the vicinity type target. And really he's been such a valuable player for Lamar, who is not always the best thrower, but when you've got a frame like that and hands like that, it really doesn't matter where you put the ball. Now back to pass. Lamar working flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run, and ironically chooses to go to the outside and gives the Honey Badger a perfect opportunity to just tackle him there. He should have cut inside because he had a blocker there out on Tyrann Mathieu. That was an interesting choice. Now J.K. Dobbins up the middle, fighting through a tackler and gets tackled very quickly. Only a few yards there. And Cameron Jordan in on the tackle. 3rd and 7 now. Bunch formation wide to the right. Back to pass, and he is going to air it deep. He's got a man down there, but having to come back to the ball, and I don't think he got his feet in bounds. Not the best throw again, and this drive is going to stall. Hey, welcome in, Applied. Yeah, you were talking about the Guardians in the channel. I don't know what's up with them. They're like an all or nothing team right now. They're either on fire or they're completely cold, and it's been bizarre to watch. But certainly cheering for them. Hopefully they'll win tonight. 1st and 10 now. Empty backfield for Winston. He's back to pass 4-man rush over to the outside. He's going to get picked again. Humphreys this time, and Humphreys may go. He is going to go. Touchdown. Pick 6 for the Ravens. That one was ugly as he had all kinds of room to work with. And just an ugly throw there from Jameis Winston for his 2nd interception, and both the corners getting involved now. As you can see, he just really jumped the route, and Michael Thomas just standing there watching it happen. You gotta fight to the ball. You can't just let it come to you in the NFL. If you let it come to you in the NFL, defenders will do exactly that every time, especially with almost a freeway to the end zone, hardly any distance he had to cover. And that was almost guaranteed to be 6 because there's no one there to tackle him. That's right. Yeah, we're back at 500. Yeah, it was a unfortunate, very Winston-like throw. But again, I don't like what Michael Thomas did. It was very lackadaisical, just standing there waiting for the ball to come to him. He's got to see that the ball is coming. He's got to feel the defender making a play on the ball, and he's got to contest that. He's got to come back and help his quarterback out. Yeah, it's not the best throw, but, I mean, at least give an effort to try to keep that from being intercepted. So now an ace formation, man in motion, fakes the jet sweep, and Kamara up the middle. He's going to fight through some traffic there to get 6 yards on the carry. Yeah, it absolutely is very much possible. I agree to play it. I hope they they're not that far out of the picture, so hopefully they get it done here, get enough hot as we see Olave for the first reception, his first reception of the ball game, and Hamilton in on his third tackle. But yeah, it's very much possible. They're still in the hunt. Hopefully the Guardians will kind of sort some things out and get on the hot streak at the right time, because I think they've got the talent, they've got the roster to get it done. They just need to find that consistency. 1st and 10 now. Out of the gun, back to pass. Over the middle, he's got a man. That's Olave again. And Olave is going to pick up another first down. That's back-to-back first downs by the rookie Olave. I don't know what's going to happen with Kamara. I have no idea. I would expect some kind of a suspension at least. But I don't know. I have no idea what all done and said, what that will be. I guess we'll have to find out. 1st and 10, under center, a little handoff to Kamara. Speaking of Kamara, and he is going to be tackled in the backfield there. Actually, they're going to say no gain, so at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that's right. They are a very, very young team, but nonetheless very talented. With that youth. So and that's going to end the first quarter here. A little look at the stats so far in the first quarter. Surprising scoreline considering the production for either team, but those interceptions for Jameis Winston really the difference in this one, and why the Ravens are up 7-3 right now. Out of the gun, Kamara on the left, hit back to pass. A blitz coming, but he unloads over the middle to Jarvis Landry, and that's going to pick up 6 yards. Yeah, no, I agree. Some of these games, I think it's come down to some mental errors and some just, I don't know. Maybe with a more veteran team and more time together, they'd be clicking a little more frequently. But still, like I said, very talented team, and hopefully they'll get hot at the right time. And a lot of times in baseball, that's all that matters, is getting hot at the right time, just like in football, except it's a lot. There's a lot longer stretches in baseball, obviously. Up the middle was the attempted rush there from Kamara, but all kinds of traffic clogging up the lanes there, so only picks up 1. Now, 2nd and 9 out of the gun. And back to pass is Winston. He's got a man coming across the middle again, Olave, who has been very active of late. And that one is going to pick up for his 3rd reception now. 3rd and 5 here. Back to pass. Blitz is coming, but he gets rid of it, and he's got his tight end, Troutman. Excuse me, no, Olave. I misread the number. It was 12, not 82. And Olave, with his 4th reception, brings up a 1st and goal from the 8. Yeah, the 504, I don't think Cleveland is technically the youngest in the NFL right now, but they're one of the youngest rosters in the NFL. I think they're like 3rd or 4th, something like that, in terms of youngest average age, but still a very young roster nonetheless. Now back to pass, he's got a man on the boot, and he's connected with his tight end, Vanette. And Vanette is going to pick up 4 yards on that one, his 2nd reception of the ball game. 2nd and goal now from the 4. I formation under center. They're going to hand it off to Kamara. Works it up the middle, fighting through tacklers, and towards about the 1 yard line is we're going to spot him down. 3rd and goal now from the 1. Goal line set on either side. I formation and tight. And he's going to hand it off to the fullback. Touchdown, Saints! I love it. Little fullback action there as he was just right in now. Technically, that's a tight end, Nick Vannett, in the fullback position. I don't think the Saints technically have a rostered fullback, so they brought their tight end in. But still, love seeing the up back get the love here as he's going to take the handoff and find a nice little gap, as there was really some beautiful blocking up front. You can see Penning and Pete in there in the blocking, keeping big man Campbell out of the picture, and allowing Nick Vannett the lane to get into the end zone relatively uncontested. So the Saints are going to go up here, 10-7 ball game with 11:15 left in the first half. Yeah, I do too, Applied. I played fullback as many on this channel know. That was my position. I played some linebacker as well, just a little bit of D-line, but I mostly played fullback, and that was what I got recruited to play at the academy, and so I played in college as well. And that was my position, so my first love, and I always love seeing the fullbacks get a little bit of the little waggle action out of the backfield, or the little ISO traps. With that up man handoff, I love seeing that, and I love seeing the power eyes and the I formation ISO blocks up the middle. I back the up back, putting a licking on the linebacker. I love seeing that stuff. So I love watching guys like Juszczyk do it at such a high level. It's incredible. There are very few, a dying breed in the NFL, but the ones that can succeed at that level are incredible and are really fun to watch. And I loved watching guys like Mike Allstott and some of those others. That just really legendary players that did some incredible things at the NFL level. Now 3rd and 3 for Lamar. Little handoff to J.K. Dobbins. He's going to get met quickly in the backfield, and that's going to be a 3 and out here for the Ravens, as this defense stood tall in response to the nice offensive drive there. And so the Ravens are going to have to punt with only 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Hey, Lewis, welcome in. And I went back and looked at the chat last time. I missed it, but you mentioned that you had gotten your first sim in and managed to get that going. Congratulations! That's exciting. Glad you figured it out. It's pretty fun when you get it going. But as we can attest here on the channel, but good luck to you with that venture as you go forward. 4th and 2 is the punt, and Jarvis Landry will fair catch it at the 28. And for those, actually, Bo was the one who was asking. I don't see him on, but I'll probably, if I see Bo in, I'll mention it. I'll mention it again later. But Phil is visiting the West Coast. I didn't know that last time. I couldn't remember where he said he was traveling to, but he's over in the Sausalito area for the first few days of his trip, and then he's down into wine country in Napa Valley. So kind of out in my neck of the woods, a little bit north of me. So 2nd and 8, a little swing pass to Kamara. Is going to get some of that yardage, call it 3 yards, and 3rd and 5 here for the Saints. Oh yeah, we're always happy, no matter when you jump in, we're always happy to have you jump in live, but, as Olave is going to get a beautiful ball there from Winston, and that one right over the center, Olave is going to pick up his 3rd or 4th first down of the game. He has been very, very productive. His 5th reception now in the game, but 3, I believe at least 3 of those have been for first downs. There's a nice ball from Winston, just hits Olave nicely as he was sitting in that gap, kind of settling into the zone. But we're always happy when you join live, and then we're also always happy, even if you don't get to join us live, if you watch back the videos as well. That's always we always appreciate that. Whenever you get a chance to watch it, we do appreciate the support, the likes, and the subscriptions. We very much appreciate all of that. 2nd and 6, and that one is going to go for a first down. A little connection with Michael Thomas on the outside on that little hitch route, and his 3rd reception now 30 yards for him at 10 a clip. A handoff to Kamara up the middle, seeking some room to work, and a nice little jump cut to get back to the outside. And gains about 6 in the effort. 2nd and 4, back to pass. Jameis Winston flush from the pocket now, throwing out to the outside. He's got his man, and I didn't catch that. That's Olave again. So Olave very, very active in this ball game, as the rookie has been all over the field. You see, that's his 6th reception now already in the first half with 6 minutes still to play. Yeah, I agree. 504. I think Olave is going to be a beast for the Saints. I think he is so good, and I'm excited to see him play there, especially opposite Michael Thomas. I think those two are going to really complement each other nicely. Both Ohio State alums will play together well, I think, as the Ohio State South New Orleans Saints. First and goal now from the 9. Back to pass. He's got a man to the outside. That's his tight end Troutman, who quickly steps out of bounds after not much pickup. Now a second and goal from the 7. Yeah, exactly. He's going to learn a lot from Landry. Landry is such a wily veteran at this point. So smart. Such a polished receiver. And I think he's going to learn an absolute ton. Really good position for Olave to be in. Second and goal now from the 7. I formation will hand off. He's got his backup running back, Abram Smith, on the carry. Abram Smith out of Baylor. You know, 504, that would be pretty storybook if they started the season playing Baker and the Carolina Panthers, which will happen, but then if they ended the season in the Super Bowl playing against Landry, that would be pretty incredible. I don't know that that's how it's going to actually play out, but it would be pretty cool if it did. Empty backfield now for Winston. Back to pass. Pressure coming, but it doesn't get there in time. Touchdown for the Saints, and that's Troutman, who was absolutely in the right spot as Jameis had the pressure coming, but his bailout was there when he needed it and was already across the line when the ball got there. So, easy touchdown. You see the pressure right on him, but Troutman leaves that outlet open and makes a beautiful catch to get across the line for that touchdown. You know, the Saints, I think, have the advantage of being in the NFC. That's their advantage, and you know all bets are off when you get to the postseason. Really hard to know. Yeah. Sometimes teams they get in by virtue of a bad division or something, and are probably not going to do much. But you never know. Those teams can get hot at the right time in the NFL, and they make that run, and it doesn't really matter what happened to the regular season at that point. So a lot of times it's just making it to the dance, and of the two, being AFC versus NFC, the NFC is certainly would seemingly be the easier ticket to making it to the playoffs. So, and sometimes it's just chips and a seat at the table. So 1st and 10 now for Lamar Jackson. A little handoff. J.K. Dobbins is going to fight through a tackler, lowering the boom, but the second tackler cleans that up after a pickup of 4. Tyrann Mathieu in on that tackle. 2nd and 6. Empty backfield. He's going to throw. He's got his tight end. And that one is going to go for a first down as Mark Andrews makes the sure catch. Empty backfield now for Lamar. 1st and 10. Pressure coming. He's going to get sacked. Second sack of the ball game for the Saints and for Cameron Jordan there, pictured, who is that was his second sack of the ball game as he came for. I don't know that nobody even blocked him. As you saw from that replay, nobody even blocked him out on the outside, and Cameron Jordan is not a player that you can leave unblocked. You have to have a plan for him. You can't just leave him alone. Yeah, no, actually, they're really good, accurate for as an overthrown ball from Lamar. There is going to go incomplete. They're really accurate for their stadiums and for a lot of what they do, their renditions. The only thing that is frustratingly inaccurate is something that we complain about here on the channel all the time. It's another incomplete for Lamar. Is going to bring up a 4th and 16 and a punt. But the one that we really get upset about here on the channel are the head coaches, specifically the rookie class in 2020, the COVID rookie class, that I don't think they got to do their little 3D rendering model stuff that they probably have to do in person with little, positional dots or whatever they put on people, little 3D mapping balls or whatever the heck those things are. But anyway, so I don't think they got to do that because he looks nothing like Stefanski, as do any of that class. Like Matt Rule looks more like a hobgoblin or something, and Kevin Stefanski looks like a homeless Shia LaBeouf, and some other examples of that rookie head coach in class that look nothing like the real articles. First down run there for the backup Smith, who was able to break it to the second line. We haven't seen a lot of Kamara. I'm not sure if he got hurt, but he hasn't seemingly been in a lot of late, and that may be that substitution or that stamina glitch rearing its ugly head here for Madden. Now we're down to the 2-minute warning in the half in a 17-7 ball game, and the Saints with the ball threatening to break here into Ravens territory just shy of the 2-minute or just past the 2-minute warning. A little dump off to the outside. That's Troutman switching hands and then working through a tackler. I'll bring up a 2nd and 5. No, I didn't see the news about Heinz Field. What did they say about it? Pressure coming, but he gets rid of it just in time, but falls incomplete. 3rd and 5. Oh, they're renamed Heinz Field? I had not seen that. Had not seen that had been renamed. I wonder what it will be now, and I wonder if the new stadium, whatever it is called, will continue with their Renegade tradition, or if that's going to be a Heinz Field only thing. A little getting outside of the pocket there is Winston as he escapes the pressure and runs and slides. I think he got the first down. I didn't catch it there. Yes, he did. 1st and 10 now with 1 minute and 1 second here from the 44. Empty backfield, pressure coming, but he unloads. He's got a man there, and that's Jarvis Landry, the sure hands underneath. And a quick timeout taken as the Saints are in business. Now from the 29, 2 timeouts burned, 1 left with a 55 ticks of the clock left. Back to pass, Jameis Winston scrambling in the pocket now to the end, out of bounds. Actually just threw that one away. So they're going to empty out the backfield with 50 ticks left. Back to pass. 4-man rush. Pressure was coming, but he unloads it, and big shot on Jarvis Landry there. And I think that was Hamilton on the big hit. 3rd and 2. Now back to pass. Working up the pocket. He's just going to run for it. And he's going to slide up near the 13-yard line. Acrisure Stadium? I hate how that sounds. It sounds awful. Acrisure Stadium does not exactly roll off the tongue. Now that escaping the pocket again, he almost threw that. That would have been a bad choice since he was well past the line of scrimmage, but instead he does elect to tuck it and run. And I guess they didn't have any timeouts left because this one's just going to go to half, and what a waste that was. Poor clock management per the standard for Madden, as that was just ugly. They were easily within scoring range and not even a field goal to show for it. As we're going to take a look at the supposed games going on around the league here at halftime. And unfortunately I can't skip through this. We might see the old Chicago against Chicago game, which is a staple of these halftime. Yeah, it sounds like an insurance. There's Chicago versus Chicago, as we always see. Which is so weird. What a weird glitch that is. Yeah, it might. Lewis, they certainly do have a lot of canned reactions in the game. I get it. It's probably not their, highest priority to make them too terribly dynamic. They've got bigger fish to fry, especially the gameplay. One would hope, but even that they don't do that well. So here we're going to start the second half as the Ravens are going to receive this one, going to take it from his own 5 and now past the 25. And that is going to be the 27-yard line for Lamar Jackson to start with his first drive of the second half. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Chicago could beat Chicago, but then again, at the same time, Chicago will also lose. you can see Cameron Jordan in the zone there as he is coming, and pressure coming, trying to set up a screen, and instead it's going to be a sack. Cameron Jordan right in there, but they're going to credit Davenport with the other half. So Cameron Jordan with 2.5 sacks now on the ball game, and Davenport picks up his first half sack. And that one was just ugly, trying to set up a screen, but it was absolutely... They just let too much pressure come too quickly. They didn't have any opportunity to even get it out of there. 2nd and 20 now for Lamar. Back to pass, working up the... He's just going to get sacked again, trying to work up the pocket right into the pressure. And this time, Street in on the tackle, or excuse me, in on the sack. So back-to-back sacks here for Jameis Winston. And that O-line is just getting... Or excuse me, for Lamar Jackson. And that O-line is just getting beat up. And that Saints pressure is getting home. Hey, Sean, welcome in. Go Browns. Yes, applied. They did, in fact, I think it was 2 weeks ago, they clinched their playoff spot. Now it's all about positioning. Of course, this game is going to be a big part of it. He's scrambling in the end zone, but does escape. And now a late throw, but would have picked up the first down, but off target and off his base was Lamar Jackson, an errant throw for him. So instead, a punt, 4th and 26. So the Browns are 11-5, though, to answer your question, and they are definitely in the playoffs. It's just a question of where do they get seeded, and I believe they've already clinched. In fact, they have already clinched the AFC North. So it's just a question of what their actual seeding ends up being. They won't have the first seed. I believe they're going to be likely the 3rd seed. Back to pass, or excuse me, handoff up the middle. Not passing at all. That was Smith. And again, I think he's out on that stamina sub, or Kamara is out on that stamina sub glitch, which is unfortunate, as Kamara is so good. 2nd and 5 now in the empty backfield. And Troutman with the reception out on the outside. He's going to pick up that first down. So yes, we will see the playoffs for the Browns. The question is, who do they play first? Could be these Ravens, could be the Chargers, as Winston escapes the pressure and gets a first down easily with his legs. His 6th rush of the ball game now. And that one for 17. So yeah, it's the question is, who do we play? It could be these Ravens. It could be the Chargers. Could be trying to remember who the other AFC team in that's not the number 1 or 2 seed, because the Chiefs are definitely the number 1 seed. But it's not coming to me anyway. So I don't know if I don't think Phil went through because he was off dropping his dogs off at Doggo Care with the grandparents. For his little trip of vacation at the end of this one, so it just sits on the end script at the end. I've been told we're not even going to go through the stats. Just have the big picture stacks there at the end. A little ace formation. They're shifting 2nd and 1, and he's going to complete that, convert for a touchdown as Troutman breaks a tackle to get into the end zone here. And that was just an individual effort from Troutman, as the Saints are going to extend their lead now 24-7 pending the POT, and almost feels like, with how lackluster the Ravens have been playing, that might be enough. As the Ravens have really struggled to get it going on offense, have not had much of a run game. Lamar has struggled, been off target at times, thrown 2 interceptions. Excuse me, no, that was Winston throwing 2 interceptions. So he hasn't thrown the 2 interceptions, but still Lamar's been off, has not been as accurate as he needs to be, and the Ravens now in a 24-7 hole, really in trouble here. They've got to get something going. As you can see, that momentum bar is completely pegged the Saints' way. Hey Phil, welcome in. Hope you're enjoying your West Coast vacation. Yes, the Saints absolutely are rolling, and Olave has had a huge day.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Yes, we love playoff Browns here, and love to see that in real life again. Be great to get back to the playoffs. He's in Napa Valley now. He was in Sausalito earlier and worked his way down to Napa Valley in wine country. His pressure's going to get home, and another sack of Lamar. That's been the other big issue Lamar's been facing. Has been a lot of sack, a lot of pressure, and that's the 5th sack for New Orleans. And Baltimore has yet to sack Jameis Winston. They picked him off twice. They haven't sacked him at all, and that's really been the difficulty that Lamar's had. Is he has had a hard time getting away from the pressure, and his O-line has really left him hanging here in this one as the pressure has gotten home early and often, and Cameron Jordan has been in the zone for a long time. Out of the gun, out of his end zone, working up in the pocket, and now going to unload to the outside. He's got his man and working back towards the original line of scrimmage, bringing up a 3rd and 14. That was Devin Duvernay on the reception. Bunch formation tight to the right, back to pass for Lamar. 7-step drop out to the outside. He sees something he likes and going up to catch it for him on that reception. Only the 5th completion for Lamar, but Wallace does bail him out on that throw, going up for a contested catch. But still, only 5 completions on the day for Lamar, and that's really a signal. He's only throwing 50% right now. He's 5 for 10, and his woes have been very evident so far. That one really just a great effort from his receiver Wallace to go make that happen. But Lamar has struggled in this one. However, that one was for a first down, so a little handoff there for J.K. Dobbins. He's trying to work through some traffic, but he is not going to get very far doing it, as he was tackled after only a pickup of 2, and Davis in on the tackle. All right, enjoy dinner, Phil. Have a good time. Little fake handoff option to the outside. Lamar's going to take it, and he's going to get tackled, but he is past the line to gain there. So picking up another first down with his feet is Lamar, but only his 3rd carry of the ball game. Really, it almost feels like the Ravens have kind of gotten out of their own, winning strategy. They tend to like to scramble and run Lamar underneath throws. And then play solid defense and run first mentality, but they haven't been doing a lot of that, so it's been a bit head scratching here as another run play is going to get absolutely blown up in the backfield as J.K. Dobbins was swallowed by Davenport in the backfield for no pickup. Little handoff up the middle. And Edwards, Gus the Bus, gets the carry, but only a pickup of 1. 3rd and 9. Well, setting up a screen, but pressure's going to get home, and that's going to be yet another sack. This one, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Onamaya or something like that? Not sure how he pronounces that, but anyway, he gets in for a sack, and Lamar Jackson setting up a screen. That's really his second sack on the screen attempt, and really the execution of the screens for the Ravens has been woeful, and they're going to have to try an incredibly long Tucker field goal attempt, but it is not going to work out for them as he pushed it just slightly right. Looked like he had the range, but you're going to see here maybe he would have squeaked it past the upright, but or the crossbar, but it was a little far to the right there. Actually, Lewis, we've seen a lot of incredible comebacks in our sims, like teams getting absolutely demolished, and then out of nowhere, the other team just suddenly turns a switch and comes back, and you think it's over, and it's not. We've seen a ton of that. Now, it doesn't always happen that way, but we've absolutely, we've probably simmed about 500 games here on the channel, somewhere over 500 games. So, we've definitely seen it. 2nd and 10, a little throw over the middle. He's got Troutman, works through some of that traffic. Kind of a sneaky little move there from the tight end, brings up a 3rd and 1. Hey, John, welcome in. I would say probably we'll see that out of the games that get big lead, or teams that get big leads. We see that maybe 1 out of every 5 to 1 out of every 8, somewhere in that range, will be a surprising comeback. Late, tight finish. But not super common, but it does happen. Certainly more common than you would expect it to be probably in the NFL. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Now out of the gun, Jameis Winston. Pressure coming, but he's going to unload to his running back, Smith, out of the backfield. Finds that outlet for 9. His first reception of the ball game, as Kamara seems to have hit the bench permanently for that substitution, or that stamina substitution glitch, which is unfortunate, as Smith carries yet again his seventh rush of the ball game, and that one for a first down and a first and goal from the 9. I don't know that it'll happen this week necessarily, Wendell. It could. I think the deadline was today, or it was confusing whether the deadline was today or the deadline was anytime this week for the final arguments from both the NFL and NFLPA and Watson's team. But certainly it could come down this week. It could be, but there's no set timeline either. She could take as long as she wants to deliberate. She could take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It could be not till the start of the season, as touchdown for Olave over the middle. And that one was all too easy, as Winston had an easy time just throwing it right over the middle. And this ball game feels like it's already over, as the Saints score yet again, and the Ravens seem very unable to do much about it, both on offense or on defense. So yes, possible it'll be this week, Wendell, but no guarantees. It could take. It's anybody's guess for how long it could take. It's going to depend on how long she decides she wants to deliberate over it. It could happen quickly. It could take quite some time. We don't know. All right, enjoy your pizza, Lewis. We'll catch you back if you make it, and then if not, then we'll catch you next time. Yeah, it certainly does feel like that nail in the coffin there, as it is now 31-7 with 4:39 in the third quarter. Still a lot of clock, but man, there's a huge deficit to overcome, and if they don't get something going right now, it's got to be big and it's got to be explosive, and they've got to get some serious momentum going, because that momentum meter is very pegged. A little pistol look here for the Ravens. And handoff to J.K. Dobbins following his lead blocker, Ricard. But actually, sorry, that was his guard on a pole, the lead blocker on that one. But that one going to be unsuccessful as well, no gain. Now out of the gun is Lamar. Trying to spread him out. Back to pass pressure coming, and he unloads over the middle. He's got Mark Andrews. Sure hands of Mark Andrews making a nice grab there, but again, only the 6th reception, half of them to the tight end, but only the 6th reception here for the Ravens in the ball game. So it depends on the team, John. Each team has different benefits for there's 2, you can see them there at the top where that bar is, that little momentum meter, currently all in the New Orleans gold. That little meter at the top is Lamar's going to escape the pressure out to the outside, but you can see there's two little symbols. The one just deselected, just the light came off of it, because the Ravens just had a successful rush from Lamar, which took some of the momentum away from the Saints. But each of those little symbols, depending on the team, they each have their own unique advantages they get. And unfortunately, they're not all equal in sim mode, because some of them are specific to having a player that would be affected by those advantages. As Lamar's going to break a tackle out on the outside as he escaped the contain again on a carry. And really, the runs from Lamar are the only thing successful so far here for these Ravens, as he's gotten away twice, really back-to-back here on this drive, and that's been really one of the few lone bright points of the Ravens ball game so far. And now Lamar in the zone, which is a big deal because that means he can't fumble when he runs the ball, and that's one of his biggest weaknesses while running the ball, is he tends to carry the ball with way out away from his body, and the fumbles are a big problem for him. Now spreading it out, empty backfield, escaping the pocket again is Lamar, but finally elected to take off and run in a touchdown for the Ravens. So a response finally at last as Lamar gets to the end zone there by virtue of his feet. And really that was the theme of the drive across the board, as Lamar Jackson gets in for 6 to make this a 31-14 ball game. But you certainly think that running the ball is not going to be a recipe for success. It is actually, I guess they're going to go for 2 here. They do run up the middle, and they do convert 2. J.K. Dobbins gets in for the 2-point conversion, so call it 31-15 now. And, you're not out of the ball game quite yet, but yes, there's quite a bit of clock left, but running the ball feels like a losing proposition if you're having to rely on the feet of Lamar Jackson to get it done. I don't know that there's that much clock left in the ball game, especially if you can't stop the Saints. Wendell, a lot of folks wanted them to pick up Olave. I think the Browns are a lot more happy with their wide receiving core than many suspect. Plus, Olave was long gone by the Browns by the time the Browns got on the clock. So they had no chance at Olave. He was gone in the first round. The Browns didn't even have a first-round draft pick, nor did they, at the end of the day, have a second-round draft pick because they traded that one away as they traded back into the third round. Eventually, they do pick up David Bell. But I think they're very happy with their wide receiver core. And I think David Bell is a huge value pick, as Winston is finally going to get sacked. That's his very first one, and Odafe Owe in on that sack. The very first sack of the day for the Baltimore Ravens, vice 6 for these Saints. Wendell, I would have thought he would have been in the hot seat a long time ago. But at the same time, he finally did beat Ohio State, so I'm not so sure he actually is in the hot seat right now. Because that's really what they care the most about, is beating OSU. So I don't know. We'll see though. Little pistol formation here for the Ravens. Lamar still in the zone. He's got that truz factor as J.K. Dobbins working his way through some traffic. A nice little run for him up the middle. And a 2nd and 1 after a pickup of 9. So, again, some success in the running game, but you almost wonder if that's going to be enough because it's hard to score quickly in the running game. Again, J.K. Dobbins with another nice carry. He picks up a first down. Nice. Like that. All right, now start of the fourth quarter here as Lamar Jackson back to pass. Pressure is coming. He's going to unload it over the middle. He's got his man. And that one, a very near thing as Lamar manages to be pinpoint accurate to Wallace over the middle in spite of the pressure right on him. 1st and 10. Nerves the steal there from Lamar. And that one is going to be a tackle in the backfield, the loss of 1 for J.K. Dobbins. having one friend be Ohio State and one friend Michigan. Yeah, I certainly knew some houses divided. I've got, even in family, I've got a bunch of relatives that went to UMich. one side of my family is all like engineers. They all went to Michigan for engineering. So a bunch of UMich fans. Oh, picked! As that one was just an ugly throw from Lamar to the outside, and that feels pretty fatal. As that one was not a good throw. He threw it to the outside, away from the back side of where his receiver was going, and gave the defender a better shot at the ball. And that is the last thing you can do if you're Lamar Jackson in a hole like this. Well, handoff out to the outside. Smith is going to be tackled very quickly. Now out of the gun, back to pass. Jameis Winston trying to get outside of the pressure, but going to get sacked only the second time of the ball game. And the big Calais Campbell in on the sack, his first of the ball game. Now 3rd and 22 here for the Saints. Yeah, it does seem like the Guardians are on. I like that. Hopefully they'll, obviously break 500 if they win tonight, but hopefully they'll continue some of that momentum, and really picking it up late in the season is really what's going to be important. Hopefully make not only the playoffs, because there's still time to do that, but then hopefully carry some of that momentum into the playoffs and play with some of that. Play with some of that energy into the postseason, which would be really nice, as the Saints are going to have to punt here at 4th and 19. So a 3 and out from the defense to respond to the turnover is about the best you can hope for if you're a Ravens fan. As Lamar is going to get another crack at making up for that ugly interception he threw. But still in the zone in spite of the interception. A little bunch formation tight to the right. A little pistol look. J.K. Dobbins right behind him. A little throw to the outside. And Wallace again out there. But a short pickup on the throw. And throwing underneath and running the ball feels like not the way you're going to win this with only 11:30 and counting in this ballgame. 2nd and 5. Now back to pass. Escaping out to the outside. He's got his man. And complete down the perimeter to Duvernay. We'll pick up a first down from Devin Duvernay. A little delayed handoff to J.K. Dobbins. Doesn't go for very much. Now 2nd and 8 after that pickup of 2. Snap is back. Lamar searching. He's found somebody he likes, but it's the wrong team, unfortunately for him. And again, trying to force the ball in leads to disastrous results for Lamar. And yikes. Turnovers late in a ball game like this is not going to get it done, as the corner out of Ohio State, Lattimore, picks the ball off. Go Bucks. From under center, handoff up the middle. That's Smith, who is going to fight his way for just a yard through the big body of Calais Campbell. 2nd and 9. Now back to pass. 4-man rush. Escaping the pocket is Jameis Winston. He is finally going to throw it away. It looked like he had room to run, but elected not to and just threw it away instead. So 3rd and 9 with an empty backfield now for Jameis Winston. Snap is back. Blitz coming, but he gets rid of it. He's got a man out there, and that one is going to be incomplete as Jarvis Landry is unable to come down with that one. 4th and 9. So a field goal attempt here for the Saints. The kick is up, and it is good. So they're going to extend their lead here now, 34-15. And Again, turnovers, yeah, it was only 3 points, but with a lead like that, those 3 points seem very fatal.
Let's go, baby.
Jim is the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, and John Harbaugh is the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens.
56 is Mike. 56 is Mike.
First and 10 over the middle, intercepted again. Back-to-back picks for Jameis Winston, as this one could go, but he does salvage a tackle on Davis, who I thought for a minute he was going to go, but he didn't because Lamar Jackson came in to save the touchdown. But an ugly tip drill pick there for Lamar, and his woes continue and set up the Saints in an easy scoring position, first and goal from the 7. Pressure coming over the middle. He's got his man Jarvis Landry, makes that catch. And now second and goal from the 1. Yeah, it's pretty over. It does seem that way. Three picks pretty much back to back there for Lamar. And that is a recipe for disaster, especially when they're down as much as they are. You can't be doing that. Second and goal now. Just seemingly forcing the ball too much, trying to get back in it. That run from Smith goes nowhere. In fact, it goes back a yard. So now third and goal from the 2. But again, field goals in a lead like this are more than enough to keep the Saints ahead when when Lamar is throwing the ball to the wrong team a lot. You think it's a Crishore? Oh, fumble! And I didn't catch what happened there. I looked away at the wrong time. I just saw the fumble statistic come up for something. There was a loose ball here. See if the Ravens actually have that. So making up, wow, they're going to say that was a fumble, but he was past the end zone line. That was a touchdown. How is that not a touchdown? I looked away at just the wrong time, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was a touchdown. Back to pass all kinds of time. Finally electing to run is Lamar, but Cameron Jordan right there step for step with him and just pushes him over. Oh, A is in Acrisure. Yeah, it could be that. I have no idea. Oof. 4 picks now. And Lattimore with his second interception of the ball game, and he returns it down to the 3. And so the Saints are going to set up shot with another chance. Although I am quite convinced that last one I looked away for after the replay, he did not fumble until he was across the line. So it should not have mattered. The Ravens should never have had that last possession. So this interception is really the equalizer to balance out the old Madden giveth, then Madden taketh away. As I think Madden realizes, or at least should realize, that they done messed up. It was not how it should have been scored a touchdown on the field. As this one, fighting towards the end zone, is Smith. Not quite there, but a very short one now on their second and goal. Call it second and inches. Little handoff to Smith again. He's going to reach, but not quite get there. Just short again. Second and even shorter inches for the Saints, third and even shorter inches. Little handoff to Smith, and this time he's going to get in, and this time they're going to score it correctly, even though he dropped the ball at about the same place where the last running back did, or the last runner did. I didn't catch if that was Smith that technically fumbled last time or not, because again, I looked away at the wrong time. But yes, classic Madden. They went to make it right because that should have been a touchdown. So all of that just to have the original touchdown back. Yeah, that was very classic Madden, and Lamar with his inability to seemingly to throw to the team in purple. It's not like purple and all white are hard to distinguish. They're very different. So kick is away, 41-15 ball game, 6:30 left in this blowout as the shine is relatively off the apple here. It's gotten a bit ugly, especially with turnovers from Lamar, and hopefully, even though he's been in the zone for all of it, I don't understand that, but somehow he's still in the zone and could yet throw more picks. We'll see. There it is! We called for it, and this one might go for 6. It will. He's going to score. Touchdown. Wow. Wow. Yuck. That was ugly. And Werner in the right spot to take advantage as the old throw it to the white uniform trend continues, as apparently there is a new purple-white colorblind, which applies to only Lamar Jackson here in Madden. No, Lamar is not that bad. He is having a terrible day here in the sim, but at times Lamar can be not a great quarterback, especially throwing, but I have never seen him play this poorly. This is atrocious. This is really, really bad. These are not even. This is just incredibly incompetent throws. Dangerous throws across his body, back against the grain. Which is what that last one was. Underthrown balls. Balls just thrown directly at the other team. It has been ugly, as he is still in the zone and still throwing the ball. This time, fortunately, nobody can intercept that one when he elects to throw it out of bounds. You're safe. 2nd and 10. Now, scrambling again. This time he hits a guy in purple. That's good. It was still close, though, as the defender was right there. 1st and 10 now after hitting Prochet. Back to pass again. Pressure coming out to the outside again. 2 in a row to purple team. This is good. We have seemingly reversed the trend of throwing to the wrong team. And this one, finally, Bateman. That's Bateman's first reception, I believe, of the ball game. And that's, for a number 1 receiver, that shouldn't be happening. You should be hitting him early and often. And that's the first we've seen of him. He's been so quiet. Good for Lamar. All right, we're maybe being a bit mean here. Lamar. To be fair, Lamar is not this bad. He is much, much better than this in real life, and Madden is not doing him any justice in this ball game because this is just really bad. As he is going to, I think he said he got the ball out, so they're going to call that incomplete, not a sack. Yes, indeed. Not a sack on that one. He did barely get the ball away. So 3rd and 1 here out of the gun. 4:45 left in this bloodbath. Over to his tight end. And he needed to do more of that earlier in this ball game, as Lamar is 13 of 26 now in this ball game. Woof. Those are some bad numbers. Excuse me. 504. Lamar wants to play for the Saints because the Ravens won't give him a contract. Well, he's been doing that in this game pretty effectively, as he's going to take yet another sack, and that's a hat trick. Oh no, that's an Onyemata on the sack. That's his 2nd. I thought I saw 94, not 93. Which would have been the 3rd sack for Cameron Jordan, but instead 2nd sack for Onyemata. 2nd and 21 now after the sack, and finally out of the zone is Lamar, in spite of all those picks. Back to pass. Got all kinds of time. Finally working up the pocket, but running into his own blocker and not able to escape is Lamar. So Oyamada is going to sack him there. And that will be his third. Although they may actually credit that as a run, so not a sack, just a big TFL. Interesting. I never heard about the Bulldogs. I'll have to look them up sometime. Now trying to set up the screen again, and the woes on the screen in this game for both teams continues. 4th and 25, and Tucker now to attempt yet another very long kick. This one up, and no good, as even Justin Tucker has been not his usual self here for the Ravens, missing 2 in this one. Now, to be fair, his first one was an incredibly long kick, and I think he had the leg, but was just right. That one was not nearly as long, but he missed it, pushing it right again. So even Mr. Automatic seems to be a little off his game, and the Ravens continue their woeful day of football. 2:58, and this one can't be over soon enough. Handoff to Smith up the middle from Winston. That one's not going to go very far, but at least they're in chew clock. That one for 2, as they are running down the clock here. 2:20 to play. I formation. Handoff to Smith again. He's going to cover it up with 2 arms, and he's going to get that first down, which thankfully will bring us much closer to the end of this ball game, as there won't be much opportunity. Although they've got all 3 timeouts, they hopefully won't burn any of them. They will go to the 2-minute warning here, but that will be hopefully the last clock stoppage of the game. And there is the 2-minute warning. 48-15, seemingly what is likely to be the final score in this one, as the Saints absolutely trounced the Baltimore Ravens. And a lot of that, just the throwing to the wrong time, first inaccurate Lamar, and then throwing to the wrong team Lamar. 2nd and 6, bunch formation tight to the left. And with 2 seconds, they'll snap it, and a delayed handoff, yet another first down for Smith. And that should do it, as hopefully they won't be calling timeouts and they can just go straight to the victory formation and end this. End this travesty. Yeah, John saying that Lamar Jackson was the Saints' most useful quarterback today. And I agree. I think he was better than Jameis for the Saints. Pretty impressive there for Lamar, throwing so accurately to these Saints, just not as accurately to his own team. 2nd and 7 now, and thankfully the ball game will end there, as that was ugly. No, I have not heard the joke about 3 holes in the ground, but I'd love to hear it. Yes, Wendell, Baker Mayfield is in fact on the Carolina Panthers team in our sim. In fact, we did that the very day of the trade, and then we simmed them immediately afterwards. So if you want to go back on the channel, you can go look up our last game with Carolina Panthers, because we immediately simmed the Carolina Panthers game. I think it was I can't remember who they played, but anyway, so we did sim them right away after the fact of the trade, and Baker Mayfield looked really good in that sim. So he looked good on his new team, and you can go check that out on the channel anytime you want. The answer is well. I like that. That's kind of how this game felt. It was a bunch of well. All right, so especially this head scratching of what the heck happened with Lamar there. I'm not sure. As you see his woeful stats there, 48% completion rating and 153 yards only with 4 interceptions. That is a terrible day there, as opposed to Jameis Winston, who was 303, good for 303 yards, a 72% clip, and 3 touchdowns. He also had 2 interceptions, but he certainly did not make the mistakes in such critical locations that as Lamar did late in the game, trying to come back in this one. So you see 14 carries for J.K. Dobbins for 38. Rashad Bateman only 2 catches on the day. That's bad for a number 1 receiver. You can't be doing that and expect to have success. Devin Duvernay with 3 receptions for 32 yards as the Ravens really struggled in this ball game and were really out of it from the get-go. They just couldn't seem to do much outside of that very first touchdown. They had a very successful drive early and then kind of went away for the rest of the game. So that'll do it. 48-15 for the Saints. A big blowout. Probably should have been a higher score line, but the Saints were responding with a bunch of field goals instead of punching it in, but certainly had enough to get it done. And we certainly appreciate Nagy Nation, all of you who are able to catch this one with me live. I appreciate you all. Appreciate all of our subscribers. Appreciate our likes. Definitely, if you haven't already subbed to this channel, we'd really appreciate that. And we couldn't do this without all of you, our faithful viewers who have been so supportive of us throughout the process. If you enjoy the videos, a like would be appreciated as well. And then if you want further updates on the Browns, all things NFL, even updates on when we're going to post our next game or go live on our next broadcast, that is available for you in the description of this video. You'll find a link, an always open link to our Discord. You can join our community there and chat with us all things Browns and all things NFL in between the Sims, and then get heads up and other useful notifications and polls. So go ahead and feel free to join us there. We'd love to have you there as well. But we'll end this one by saying, go Saints, and as always, go Browns!